Dobro. Here she is, folks, in her majestic beauty. We're gonna clean this thing up, set the action on it. We'll listen to it ringing and me picking up me talking. Tear all this, take it out, clean everything inside. It's full of dust. It's been caged away for a while, since last music season actually. But if you want to see the inners of a Dobro guitar, the cone and the bridge and the spider bridge and all that stuff, stay tuned. We're going to tear into this thing. Hold on. So you remember the beast I was working on a while back, computer, and the old one my neighbor gave me beside of it on the left, the biggest one. If you remember a while back in some videos, I was putting in video cards and upgrading, and now I have Windows 10 on both of the machines here. And I told you I was going to do a rendering race. The one on the right is the new one I bought back early last winter, I think, or late fall. And it's going to win. I know it is. That's your monitor on the right. And the other one is an older machine that my neighbor gave to me for fixing her new one, which only needed a sound card or a video card to make work again. So anyways, I got the very same. I'm using Sony Vegas Pro on both computers. I'm using the same files. I've got them set up to render at 1280 by 720, same resolution on both machines. And I'm going to start, I'm actually, since I'm holding the camera in my hand, I'm going to start the slow machine here on your left first. I want to click render, and then immediately click render on this one. Here we go. Render, render. So welcome back to the channel of the house that never sleeps. Been wanting to get this Dobro set up for a long time. It's dead. The strings are all rusty and stuff. But we're going to fix all that. The frets look like they need polished. There's no wear at all that I can see on them. I did a fret job on this. I don't know, it's been a couple of years ago, I guess. I didn't video it though. But I'm going to polish the frets. We're going to take the cone and bridge and the spider and everything out of it. I'll show you inside how all this stuff works, what it means. And we'll polish the frets and buff the entire guitar. And hopefully, if my hand will allow, give you some kind of a little demo. I can play, maybe I can play a little bit of slide for you or something. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. It's going to get these GHS burnished, pure nickel wound, round wound strings, so the slide doesn't make so much noise. These are 0.011 to 0.050. That's a lot lighter than I'm used to using, but I wanted to try these. So let's do it. Ah, yes. That's a beautiful thing, ain't it? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Crank. Just a little bit more. Just a few more times. Oh, come on. Come on. Woo! Boogity ball. So I've already got the tailpiece off. We have... Man, it's filthy underneath here. We got 12 screws here that holds this mechanism together. 12 screws. So just give you an idea of what it looks like taking the screws out. Clean it up and set it up. Get it ready. I got a recording session coming up. Well, it's actually, it didn't sound good. It's actually a couple months away, so hopefully my hand will be healed up by then. They don't want so much slide guitar as, you know, just tune it up like a regular guitar and play it. It's just a break, on a couple of breaks on a couple of songs I'll be playing on. But yeah, get the thing ready for that. I'll probably put on another set of new strings by that time, but I don't play this guitar all that much anymore. I used to quite a lot, but okay, folks, the fun is about to begin. Now I think we got all the screws out of it. Yes, sir. My God, look at that. That needs cleaned in the worst kind of way. Here is your saddle. Let's see if I'm getting that on camera. Yeah. You can see the saddle is actually two pieces. Ebony, and that looks like maple. Maple with ebony on the top of it. So that's what the saddle looks like. This piece you're looking at right here is called the spider bridge. Okay? The cone, of course, is underneath that. Let's see how filthy that is. That's why I want it. That really affects your sound a lot too. But there's a screw right here that goes down through the top of the spider bridge into the cone, and you can adjust that cone. You can pull it up or shove it down with that screw, and greatly change the sound of your instrument. I need a bigger screwdriver, so hold on. All right, got a bigger screwdriver now, Mama. Like I say, there she gave. That's just to adjust your tension on your cone up and down, and you can really change the sound of the guitar. There's the spider bridge. Now, boy, that thing's dirty. This spider bridge has to be perfectly flat. All of these legs have to be identically flat, okay? Some people sets the whole entire thing down on a sandpaper, you know, on a flat surface. Gives us that number until each one of these legs are exactly flat with each other. It's very important that those are flat. Now, the cone. This is the guts of the thing. Now, I may have to go get a tiny screwdriver now to get it out. Maybe I can get it with a toothpick. There's nothing holding it in there. It's just laying in there right now, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Oh, go on, baby. There we go. Look at the filth, man, in that cone. I don't know if the camera will get all that or not, but it's full of dust and road stuff. I drug this thing all over the country last music season. This is, I don't know if you can see those tiny little lines in this or not. But this is what they call a spun cone. It was put on a machine and spun like a lathe and cut. Yeah, maybe you can see it on the back here better, those tiny lines. But it's a spun cone. Now, it's got some damage here, I see, too. They make a what's called a pressed cone also. A pressed cone is, you don't see these little lines in. They just take the thing, and I guess they have some kind of mold or something. They shove it down in, press it, and it forms this position. But this happens to be a spun cone. I don't really think there's much difference or advantages from one to the other. And here you can see the inside of what it looks like. Boy, that's dirty. I gotta sweep that all out. They're not all made like this inside. This is made by Dobro, the company Dobro. And a lot of people confuses that. You know, they say, oh, I got a Dobro guitar, a Regal, you know, or a Gretsch, or whatever. You don't have a Dobro guitar, you have a resonator guitar, a resophonic guitar. Dobro is the only one company called Dobro, of course. And, you know, a lot of people get confused on that. It happens a lot. People buys a Regal resophonic guitar and they call me up and say, hey man, I got a Dobro. You know, and it's not. It's they're two different companies. Dobro was established from an old company called National Guitars. I think it was formed in like 1927. and it fell apart after a few years, and then the Dobro brothers, I think they were brothers, took the company over and started making these guitars and calling them Dobro, and that's the actual brand. A lot of people think a Dobro is just an instrument you lay on your lap and play, or an instrument with all this stuff, and it's not necessarily true. It's a resophonic guitar or a resonator guitar, but not a Dobro, unless it says Dobro on it. So you can see the, let me get the camera here, I'll show you a little better shot inside. Hold on. Camera in one hand, a screwdriver in there. Oh no, man, it's not very tight. Wow. Well, I don't want to bust it, so I'm not going to screw with it. It works the way it is. Like I say, they're not all made exactly like this. This chamber right here helps strengthen the entire structure. This is just more support for the neck, just something to help you hold it in place in case you do put the old big nut over top of the original nut and play it, you know, like a Dobro with a bar, you know what I mean, on your lap. I have to find that thing. It's all it is. It looks like pot metal, and it just lays on top of your nut here and raises your action up really high so you can play it with a bar. But like I say, this is a round neck Dobro. It's not a square neck, it's a round neck. So I don't like to do that. I don't ever do it. I mean, it's just too much stress on the instrument. Dobros, square neck Dobros are built for that stress, built to handle it. You know, this guitar really is not. But there's what she looks like inside. I'm going to sweep it out and clean it out good. I want to polish those frets. Look at them, they're yellow. But they look pretty good. Wear-wise, they're not badly worn at all. I'm not even going to do anything to them. Just going to put some linseed oil on the fretboard and polish those frets up with that semi-chrome polish. You've seen me use it before. I'll give you a shot of them when I get done. I'll bring you back and show you. Hold on. Okay, for comparison purposes, check this out. Look at those frets now. They were very yellow before. Yeah, the light's not helping. It usually doesn't. Someone marked looks to me like a magic marker mark right there. I don't know what that was for. 7th fret. But like I say, when I did a fret job on it a couple of years ago, I didn't have any problems. I mean, there were problems before the fret job, but after I did the fret job, everything was fine. That was on there when I bought this guitar. That, whatever it is. Anyway, got it sweeped it out. Here's what I used on the frets. Semi-chrome polish, Happage. It's good stuff. I've had this shit for probably 30 years, man. It's still good. Still works. I'm going to use that on this piece right here and try to clean it up. I don't know if you can, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's all tarnished really bad. It's just filthy. And see, that cone's got a little bit of damage right there. I never saw that before, but it had to have been there because I've never been back into it until now. There's a slight bit of damage around up here, it looks like. I don't think it will affect the sound of it any. I hope not, because like I said in the other video, it was a good Dobro guitar. Not just another one, it was a very good one. It had a really good sound. Hopefully it'll still have. So let me do some more polishing. I want to show you those frets. Now you can see them better here, I think, compared to what they looked like earlier. I still got to put linseed on the fretboard. They are both, that one's already up to 3%. The old computer is at 2%, 3% there. This one's up to 9%. My God, 10%. Check it out, 11. Old computer is still on 6% right now. My God, who's going to win? There you can get, I should turn more lights on, but it's too late now. Big computer on the left was the one my neighbor gave me. The one on the right's the new one I bought. The new one I bought is up to 26% and 27, 28. It is moving. Here we're on 14 right now. Happage semi-chrome polish. Get some of it. You can still get it. I checked already. And it's good for polishing frets, but it's good for polishing any kind of chrome as well. Now, I cleaned the cone up with that stuff. Now, maybe you can see those lines in there. The lines only show up in a cone that's been spun, a spun cone. Like I say, a pressed cone is completely slick. You know, there's no lines whatsoever in it. And it doesn't matter how it goes in, as long as it goes in and sets flat in there. There's a little lip there for it to set in, and it's not setting flat right now. There, yeah, it did. Now it is. Yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, I'll fix that in a minute. I used that same stuff on the tailpiece. But the main thing I wanted to show you was the top. Look how it cleaned up. Granted, there are some wear on there that's not going to, this stuff's not going to remove, but you can see it really cleaned it up a lot compared to what it was. It's looking good, mate. Looking good. I'm happy with that. So, I want to pause the camera again. I got to get this cone. It's not in there flat for some reason. I can't turn it. So anyways, I'll bring you back when I get this all straightened out. Okay, so the cone sets down in there flat like that. It's flat now. Alrighty. Spider bridge sets right in the center of the cone. Now, you can see it sets on this lip of the cone, this inner lip. And then we want to set this screw that goes down through the top of it. Will ensure that you are indeed in the center of the cone. You want to be very careful with this, because now I fixed a lot of these. People had stripped that out. It's really very delicate. Now the way I always do this is with a straight edge, just to make sure the spider bridge is perfectly straight with the it's important that it's straight with the entire guitar, the neck and everything. It's kind of like a bridge on an acoustic guitar. If your spider cone is not center, you know, your bridge, your saddle, obviously it's going to be turned one way or the other. Now you can get a little bit of intonation adjustment right here. Say if your high E string down here, let's say it's sharp, okay? Well, you need to lengthen the distance between the nut and the saddle. So you could turn this just a little bit to bring this back, you know, and I mean just that much makes a big difference in the intonation. Now I gotta put the straight edge on it again. I moved it, but just a tiny adjustment. It's there. A lot of people don't even realize that you can have some control of your intonation from that. So it's straight up and down with the neck. It's in line like it should be. I'm going to turn this just a little bit tighter. That should be plenty. We'll hold that securely. Now, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and put your saddle back in now, because this thing is a mother to work on with this on it. It'll go two different ways, but trying to get it where it looks, the prettiest part is up front. That's what I'm trying to say and do. Now there's a hole right here in the top of this plate cover, and you know, if I needed to adjust that cone, I can get a screwdriver down in there on that screw and adjust it without having to tear the whole thing apart to do it. Had a triple cone resonator guitar in here a while back. Set it up for a guy. And it wasn't very loud, you know, for a tricone. I think that you can look up tricone resonator guitars if you're not familiar with them. I figured they were a lot louder, you know. Maybe that was just, you know, not a good one. I don't know, but it was nowhere near as loud as I remember this one being. This one has a tremendous volume if you want to set it up for that. Cue Ball's here with me, and Zeke. They got something on their mind. They've seen something outside that's exciting. Well, this race is not going to last very long. Here you see 84%, 85. And the old computer here is still on 37, 38, 39, 92. This thing is smoking rendering, man. It renders videos like a just unbelievable speed. Check that out. I had that made for a banjo. I used to play banjo for 30 years. I fought with it. And I don't remember if I had it made or found them. You could have your name engraved or what. But anyways, that was for banjo. And I don't play banjo anymore, so suck it on here. Hopefully I won't have to take it off. The neck relief should be okay. We will measure it. And there it is. Put back together. I'm going to string him up now and clean it up a little bit. That's getting fingerprints all over it. Dobro, not to be mistaken with Regal or whatever it's called, Gretsch or any of those others. There's a whole bunch of companies that make resonator guitars. You can see back in there, I think you can see the saddle. Well, you can only see the ebony part, so it's sticking up, but that will fall out. The strings are what actually holds the saddles in. There's two saddles in it. And the strings are what holds it in. Like I say, here's what we're going to put on it. So I'll do that right now. And I'll bring your ass back and we'll see what this thing sounds like if I can play it. So, she is strung up. I'm going to check the neck relief the first thing. Make sure it hasn't moved. I didn't do anything to the truss rod at all. Never even took the cover off of it because it should be okay. That's the feeler's gauge. I'd like to see about 12 thousandths on here on this neck relief. I'm going to note it down to 17th fret because I think the truss rod only comes down to about the 14th or 15th fret, but I'm going to note it on the 17th to check this. That's perfect. Perfect, man. 12th thou. Yes, sir. Couldn't get any better than that. 12 thousandths. I like to see them 10 to 12. Is what I normally like to see on all of my guitars. Well, acoustics anyway. String height. Well, I always want to check that in playing position. How come? Because that's where it counts. I'll try to hold about where the strap would connect to the instrument. I'll try to hold on to it right there, you know, and like you had it strapped on you. And that's where I like to check the action. 5/64 on the bass side. That's good. And 4/64 on the high E side. Yes, sir. The arch, I think, is pretty well on the money. The saddle arch, it matches the fretboard arch, and I don't remember what that is. I'd have to measure it to see. It's been so long since I fooled with this guitar. 5/64 bass side, and what did I say? 4/64 on the high E. And it's out of tune again. I got it up to pitch, but I'm gonna have to do some fine tuning. So hold on, let me fine tune it and I'll try to play this thing for you. Well, it's been a few more minutes and we're at 83% right now on the old one, 84. It's still a good old computer, and it's a fairly fast computer too. It's just no comparison to that black one on the right that you see there. So I got a horrible mess here, but that's the norm. So anyways, there you see it, 91%, 92. So anyways, there you see it, 91%, 92. It was on about 41 or 42% when this one finished. So there's the computer race I promised you several months back. It was real exciting, wasn't it? See you soon. Cheers. Well, my hand ain't going to allow very much of this. Boy, my hand just won't allow it, baby. Can't do it. Hand hurts too bad. It's killing my ass right now. I mean, it's hurting bad. But I wanted to show you what this thing sounds like as good as I could. Let's try this. Well, there ain't no use to sit around and cry, babe. It don't matter anyhow. There ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. that's all I can give you, folks, and I am really sorry that I can't give you a better demo than that, but I guess I'm lucky to even be able to do that. But anyways, there she is, all done up. By the way, I never mentioned it, but I checked all these keys and made sure they were tight on the front and back. I need to wipe it all off again. Checked everything out, made sure everything was tight and where it's supposed to be, and it seems to be okay. Everything seems to be okay. So, like I say, I apologize for my shitty playing with my hand the way it is. It's getting better a little bit each day, I can tell, but boy, it's still a long ways to go. The Quick Clip Series 2, it's going to be delayed, but it's coming. I'm going to eventually get to sit down and do that. The video is just going to be slow for a while, for a short while, until this thing heals up a little bit, gets a little bit better, because boy, it is giving me fits right now. So I'll see you soon on the Quick Clip Licks 2. Anybody ever mastered that, saying it fast 10 times yet? Because I can't do it. I can't say it one time slow. I'll see you on the Quick Clips pretty soon. Cue Ball's here with me. Maybe I should give you a cue ball fix since I can't play with this shit. Anyways, I'm sorry about the performance here. It sucks, I know, but with my hand the way it is, it's just, I can't do it. Hopefully it'll be better by the time I need this guitar, so I can record with it, if I ever get in good enough to record with it. So there you have it. Dobro. Not just a resophonic guitar. It is a resophonic guitar, resonator guitar, but it's not a Regal or a Gretsch or all those other brands. It is made by Dobro, which I told you before used to be the national guitars years ago. That's a whole other story. So there's the phone. I got to go take the phone. Thanks guys for sticking around through all this crap until my hand gets better. Guarantee you we'll make up for it. Cheers. I'll see you soon. We're going to go get something to eat, ain't we? Yeah. Yeah, cue ball. Tell the people on YouTube that you love them. Say, I love you. I love you. Good girl.